It's just a reminder, what Sid and Alex both told us over the last couple of days was the fact that in the referee's report, he felt that Mbappe was going for the ball and therefore the challenge isn't egregious enough to warrant anything more than a 3-match ban. So in the end, it was in a 1 to 3 game range because of that. And in the end, it's one match that the Spanish FA have decided to punish Mbappe with.
So there's two. Are you saying, is it been reported by Alex and said that they within the breadth of what they were allowed to do after the report, they still could have given him 3 games?
Yes, it could have been more. It could have been more, but the referee's report was suggesting that it wasn't as strong as other challenges, and because the referee's report is gospel, it's very rare to have that changed.
Yeah, but he could still have given
Yes, up to 3 matches was...
Right, let's start there. Let's start with the referee. He should be, and I'll forgive him for missing it at full speed, but he should have spotted it at full speed. He then goes to a monitor. He's seen it for himself. Right, so I don't know when he writes his report, right after the game or when he goes home, sits down with a cup of tea. I've no idea. But he's seen it. He should be demoted or taken off refereeing duties.
Yeah.
If he's put in his report that Kylian Mbappe has tried to play the ball, then he should be demoted from La Liga to a division where he might have a clue about what he's refereeing about, or struck off until he's some common sense. And secondly, for the moment to give him a 1-game ban when they could have given him 3, should have had 6. They should have had the book thrown at him. That's how bad it was. I know you guys have talked about it. I was doing the game, and Stuart Robson in the commentary. His first words, Stuart Robson in the commentary, disgrace. And the more we looked at it, the worse it got. The Spanish authorities here are in a pickle. They have a referee who is clueless. A player could have been in hospital, probably should have been in hospital with a broken leg, at the very best. And we have an authority that could have at least given him 3 games. He's given him 1 game. For one of the worst challenges I can remember for a long, long, long time. This is a disgrace to the Spanish game. Trust me.
The phrase that was used, that the ball was in play.
Right. Well, that's a lie. That's a bald-faced lie. And this is what I would say about the referee, Cesar Sotogrado. In his report, what he's doing is that he's covering his backside. It's essentially what he's doing. Why am I saying this? Well, because he didn't see it to begin with, which he should have, but he didn't see it to begin with, and he gave a yellow card and moved on with his life. So in his initial assessment, he's saying this was not worthy of a red card. So how do I cover my backside once the whole world has seen it? Well, I put in the report that the ball was in play because that makes my initial decision not as bad, not as egregious. Yeah, it's a red card, but the ball was in play. It's a lie. You watch the video, and it's a lie. The ball is long gone before Kylian Mbappe decides to recall his leg back and fully lay into the player. The fact that the referee's report it goes against any principle of checks and balances. You give the referee the power to then decide that he is going to cover his backside and therefore influence how many games the player actually is going to be suspended. But even beyond that, we've already gone through a lie. We've already gone through the fact that the referee has covered his backside. We've already gone through the fact that there are no checks and balances. You still got the opportunity to give him 3 games, and you still decide that 1 is enough. And one of the things that really, really bothered me about this whole thing, one of the things that Alex brought up was that there is this perception in Spain that if the outcome of the challenge is not a catastrophic injury or an injury as such to the player, in this case Antonio Blanco, then it's not so bad. That is stupidity to the highest degree and to the highest level. The outcome in this challenge should have been a broken leg. So at that point, Then now we're talking 3 games. Now we're talking 6 games. So what are we rooting for? We're rooting for Antonio Blanco to be essentially carried off the field with a broken leg. Is this what makes it clear? The intent of Kylian Mbappe was to injure. That should be more than enough.
Frank, 1 game. What's your reaction?
That's unacceptable. I mean, yeah, the ref is a liar. First, he's a liar. The board are incompetent. I mean, how they can at least not give like 3 games? That's insane. The ref is not knowing anything about football because maybe he never played, and he said to the world that if he's not a Real Madrid fan, at least a big Kylian Mbappe fan, because otherwise there is no reason to say that in a report and no reason for the board to give him only 1 game. That's insane. I mean, people are going to start saying it. They're going to start that some clubs are somehow protected, and that's the case for Real Madrid. With all due respect, it's a big club, maybe the biggest club in the world, but Kylian Mbappe would have played for another club. I won't name any other club. He would have been suspended for more. So, and we've seen that many times, and we try to not saying it, kind of hide it, but some people have to talk, you know. And what happens with Kylian Mbappe is pretty the example of some big clubs who are protected by some boards, some refereeing boards, and that's unacceptable for me.
Can you imagine if that challenge had been on Kylian Mbappe? Can you imagine? They'd have been seeking jail time, Florentino Perez, for the opponent. There would have been uproar. Do you think an Alavez player had done that? Do you think a Blanco had done it to Mbappe? You think he'd have got 1 game? What kind of message does that send to people in Spanish football? Of all leagues, you know, doesn't matter if you're the top league, the bottom league, the amateur league, what's this saying in Spanish football? That you can make a challenge like that and get a 1-game ban? I mean, really? Not that many people would, because most people have got a brain in their heads and they don't intend to injure an opponent. But what message is that sending out there when people are picking up 2 and 3 match suspensions and worse for pretty innocuous stuff, and we have one of the worst tackles we've seen for years gets a 1-game ban? It's utterly ridiculous.
Well, let's go to that point. It's all about the punishment fitting the crime, isn't it? You go back to, say, 2002, Robert Lewandowski was given a 3-match ban for holding his nose.
Dan, I don't know what you want me to say. It's impossible to explain it. Look, we can try to make sense of it all, and we can't. We can't. Kylian Mbappe should not be playing for at least 3 weeks, and it probably should be more. It should be more. When we started talking about the possible suspension time and the numbers that were being thrown is between 1 and 3, I'm thinking, we are way short of what this should be. So when you're asking me, how is touching your nose worth 3 matches and nearly breaking somebody's leg just worth 1 match, then there is nothing here that I can tell you that can make sense of this situation.
Do you know when we were doing the game live on Sunday, Kay and I were sitting going, because we're just about to come back on air, and we were like, is he going to miss the Copa del Rey?
Yep.
And some people were saying, depends on the punishment they give him, he could miss the Copa del Rey. It could be a 4-match and plus, therefore the Copa del Rey comes into play. Personally, I was wishing he would miss it, because it was deserving of missing big games. Whether he's a superstar or not, it was deserving. But we were sat here, and I said to Kay, do you know what? We have no idea what ban he's going to get. Do you know why? Because in Spain, they make it up. They make it up as they go along. Go, it's 1 game. No, it's 3 game.
Yep.
Oh, Jude Bellingham upset the referee. Oh, his feelings are a bit hurt. Give him this. So we sat here and said, let's just stay away from the Copa del Rey, whether he'll get suspended or not. Because we have no idea what the Spanish authorities are going to do. Do you know why? Because they have no idea. They make it up as they go along.